That is going to make the ocean rise over my head. It might also produce literally a year's worth of rainfall on the Texas coast over the next 2 to 3 days. This is one of the sturdiest shelters we've got in town. Check it out. They are lowering the hurricane shutters, literally battening down the hatches. 130-mile-an-hour winds is what we're listening to. We've seen pieces of sheet metal 20 by 20 feet wide. You might even see some debris flying by here.
Nearly 9 months after KXAN meteorologist David Yeomans braved Hurricane Harvey on the Texas coast, and people there are still picking up the pieces left after the storm. Now, David has traveled back to Rockport and found while some neighborhoods are still working to recover, the town is ready to host summer visitors.
You can't describe it. It's like, it's everything. Your memories, everything is just gone. It's all we owned. It's all we had. And this stuff now you'll never get back.
Carol Runyon's stuff lost.
That's a close-up of what used to be a guest bedroom.
But not Al, her husband, who stayed behind.
I saved the dogs, but not the house.
I wanted to leave. He did not. I had the brains to get up and go.
Stay here and take care of things.
It was 2 more days before we got him out.
The storm took more than just their home.
He got an infection in his foot that turned sepsis. They revived him 3 times. They amputated below the knee.
The only thing that bothers me is my leg.
Now recovering in a FEMA trailer until their new house is ready. A little stronger.
We're making new memories now. I'll never forget this.
And a little higher. But others aren't so fortunate.
If you're the individual experiencing and waiting for the help, it's frustrating and it's slow.
Mike Kerner heads up the team that's getting the Texas coast back on its feet.
It's a long-term recovery, so it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We predict 3-5 years.
Buildings are still damaged and dumpsters still visible.
3.7 million cubic yards of debris have been removed from this county.
But Mike says
we've actually been running a little bit ahead of the curve.
Progress continues with each new day.
The coast is the coast. The sun's out. The water's there. The beach is there. We're open for business. Come on down, come fishing, come do the things you like to do.
But can Rockport accommodate the summer crowds? A lot of hotels are still not open, like the Fairfield Inn where we rode out the storm in Rockport. But if you are thinking about a trip to the coast this summer, they are back to about 40% of hotel capacity. And if you prefer a vacation rental or bed and breakfast, the city tells us about 40% of those have reopened as well.
Without tourism, Rockport can't make it.
Local interior designer Peggy Groh is using her talents to help put the pieces back together for a few shops on the main drag.
This building right here, I mean, the whole roof came off. So everything in this store was flooded out, and she lost a lot.
But today, 2/3 of businesses are already back. And she says weekends are starting to pick up again.
You just can't help but go, okay, we can do this, we can make it, and we're going to.
Follow down the street, Roy, he says, and it's true, he says, I used to have neighbors, now I've got friends.
Yeah.
Friends bracing for another hurricane season.
If there's a warning, I will definitely leave. And he'll come with me if I have to knock him out. We've been through a lot, and I think there's a reason. We're good for each other.
Now, we wanted to give you a better look at why some parts of Rockport sustained so much worse damage than other sections of town as an intensifying Hurricane Harvey approached the coast and then made landfall right there late at night on August 25th. Let's take a deeper look inside to the positioning of the storm. This Category 4 storm with 130-mile-an-hour plus winds was north of Port Aransas, but moving right into the Rockport area. Now, the area where we spoke with Carol and Al that sustained the most severe damage anywhere on the mid-Texas coast was on the bay, Copano Bay. And the reason they had it the worst out of anyone, unimpeded winds from that hurricane's eye wall came right off of the bay for hours and hours. Nothing to protect their homes from that kind of severe damage that we saw. And on the middle Texas coast, at least, Hurricane Harvey was a windstorm more than a flood. Check it out. Wind was responsible for about 8 times more damage than was water. Back to you.
Join David Yeomans on KXAN News today, tomorrow morning, for the official 2018 hurricane season forecast and for a new update on the potential tropical development we're watching now, headed toward the Gulf of Mexico.